are you doing today? Cleo says hello. I hope you're doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. Today's video is going to let you in on my big dark secret. My office looks very nice and bookly. Like, look, you've got bookshelves over there. Don't mind that big camera there. Bookshelves, and then my TBR. Now, I know that I have gone over sort of my TBR bookshelf over there, but I really want to go through all of my books, and I want to take out all of the books that I haven't read yet, and I want to put them on the floor. I want to show myself how many physical books I own that I haven't read yet. I'm not talking about audiobooks. I'm not talking about digital books because those don't take up space in my office. And I really want the books that are in my office to either be ones that I really want to read or are beloved to me and that I want to have around just in case I want to reread it or show it off or something like that. So this is going to be a multi-part video. Today's video is going to be all about just taking out all of the books that I haven't read yet and putting them on the floor. I'll go through them, talk about some of them, things like that. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, we're going to start with my TBR cart because we know that I haven't read any of these, so it is not as shameful to me, and I don't know why my camera is liking my chair more than me. But let's get started on this. Some of these books I've just sat on top of my TBR shelf because I'm too lazy to put them where they belong. So I have read this one. But we've got The Andromeda Strain. This is an advanced reader copy of Peril in Pink. I also got this sent to me, Dying to Go. I have not caught up on Sophie Kelly's books. I have read this one. Have not read this one. Trying to like organize them. I mean, as much as one can organize. So basically I'm gonna put like all of these book of the month club books to see how much I actually haven't read. Okay, we've got rom-com. It's really hard to figure out like what I would calculate some of these under. Okay, so I was able to take 2 books off of the TBR cart that I actually have read already. And then I have, these are the books that I have so far on my TBR cart. So these are like a lot of middle grade books that I haven't gotten to. These are all my book of the months that were just on my TBR cart. These are all cozy mysteries. I didn't know which really to put like Michael Crichton and The Knife of Never Letting Go on, but I'm putting them together because that makes sense. A book my therapist told me about. I've got some contemporary books here. These are sort of like the mystery books that don't count as cozy. So like Final Girl, A Castle in the Clouds, like Curse of the Spellmans, Who Killed Jerusalem. Like these kind of books are not necessarily cozy mystery. And then I wasn't quite sure where to put these because this sort of has like magical realism in it. And then this one is like fantasy. So there is that. So hello, this is the bookshelf that is always right next to my desk, and it doesn't get seen very often. So let's dive into just the bottom shelf, shall we? Okay, so some of these were given to me as gifts, but I have not read it. So I have not read The Prisoner of the Ant People. It is a choose your own adventure. I have read that. I have read that. I have read that. I have read that. Hey, look, that's good. That's about where it ends because I have a lot of Kate Carlisle books. I love Kate Carlisle. I don't know why I have not continued the series, but I have read A High-End Finish. This is the first book in her Fixer Up series. So I have read this one. So like, yay me, right? But I have not read a lot of these. And then all of these need to go over in that other pile. So I went through a whole Allie Hazelwood like thing, all of her STEMinist romance. So I'm gonna read this one. This one looks absolutely fantastic. It was sent to me and I need to get to it, and I still haven't. And then Adult Assembly Required. It is from the author of The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, which I haven't read, but this one sounded awesome as well. And yet I still haven't read it. So I've read the first 4 in the series for Bailey Cates. So I have read Brownies and Broomsticks, so that's good. So I have read the first 4 in this series, and yet I have, and I know I have more somewhere else of hers, but here's 3 of her books that I have not read yet, so yay. Now I have read all of Lee Perry's Skeleton series, so we don't have to count that. And I have read the only 3 books in the Ashton Corners Book Club series, which I absolutely loved. Let's bring some of these down here. I have read all of these chocolate ones by Kathy Aaron. This book was sent to me by my dear friend Susan, and I have not gotten to it yet. I have read The Mysterious Benedict's Society, the first one. I've read this one, but I have not read the second one. I've also read all of these, so go me. So I really like A. Lee Martinez. He writes like The Automatic Detective. He writes a lot of like fun kind of fantasy-esque kind of books. So I have 2 of his books that I have not read yet that have been on my shelf for forever. Too Many Curses and the epic, Helen and Troy's Epic Road Quest, which I've started a million times and have not read. And then I found these ones that are very D&D-esque, Kill the Farm Boy and No Country for Old Gnomes. Hilarious. Still haven't read. But I don't know how far caught up I am in Sophie Ryan's Second Chance Cat Mystery series, so let me check. So apparently I've read the first 7 books in this series, and now there are 11, and this one is number 10. So I haven't read 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I'm 4 books behind on this series, which makes me very upset with myself. Very. Okay, so here are the last 2 shelves for this bookcase. Now, I've got these right here. I know I haven't read these 2, and I haven't read the second in the like Legends and Latte series. So here's 3 books already. I have read all of these and all of the Buffy Omnibus books. So yay! But I have not read, trying to get this to stay. I have not read Murder is Bad Manners or The Invisible Library. I also have not read The Accidental Further Adventures of the Hundred Old Man, or actually I have read The Three Dark Crowns. So there is that. I have read all of these of A. Lee Martinez though, so that is good. Okay, so this is where it starts getting a little dicier because there's some Agatha Christie books, and here's all of my Sherman Alexie books, which I have read all of these because I had to read them for my graduate program. So I have read all of the Sherman Alexie books, so go me. Now, let me see. Murder at the Vicarage. I have read Murder in the Vicarage. I have not read A Caribbean Mystery. Oof, guys, this one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt. This is just a fun sticker book. Okay, so hear me out. I have never actually finished a full Nancy Drew book or the Hardy Boys books. However, I do intend to. So I'm not gonna take all these books off because they're very fragile, but I haven't read any of these, okay? Any of those. I'm sorry, I just haven't. Let's just continue doing like the top shelves and then we'll figure it out. So these are all Ellie Alexander, and these are the Jessica Fletcher books that I have read. And I have read these right here, but if we start going down a little bit more, let's see. Here are some of my cozy mystery sections as well, and let's just start going through, because there are also Sophie Kelly books that I have not finished, but I need to know which ones I haven't. So let's see. So apparently I have read the first 8 books in the Sophie Kelly Magical Cat Mystery series, which I absolutely love, by the way. Done. This is what happens when you just buy and you don't catalog as you go. So I'm gonna type in Sophie Ryan, which, just so you know, Sophie Ryan and Sophie Kelly are the same people. That it is her pseudonym. No, I haven't read Cobbler to Death. That sounds fantastic. All I gotta do is shop my own bookshelves, guys. I don't think I have read, no, I have not read Secondhand Spirits or Spellbooked, but I have read Sprinkled with Murder. So I'm missing the 5th book in the series, but I have the 6th book apparently, and I read the first 3 books in the series, so yay. I do have a Julia Buckley that I have not read yet, so we've got that right here. I don't think I've read Kingdoms of Ash. Have I read Kingdoms of Ash? Oh no, because this is a Throne of Glass. Okay, let's see. I have not read any of these or these. Gosh, guys. Ooh. I have read these. It's kind of a tight fit over here, but this is the bottom 2 shelves of my bookshelf. So let's see. So what does this mean? This means that, oh yeah, I've got some in that chair too. They just keep growing. I think they are reproducing at this rate. Nick is getting up for his nap, so my office is going to stay like this until tomorrow, when I start actually organizing these by genre and all of that. And then I will give you a count of how many physical books I have not read in my office. Guys, it's gonna be a lot. Okay, hello. It has been like a week or more since I filmed the last time. So since then, I still have all of these books everywhere. So the boys are currently down for a nap, and I am going to try to just organize all of these books into subject area, so that at least I know what subjects each of them are, because I'm a mood reader and I think that that's going to be the most beneficial. So I'm gonna set you guys up, and here's a little fast forwardy, hello Cleo, montage of me getting my office into some semblance of anything, really. So let's get started. Okay, so that took me about 12 minutes to arrange them in an order that makes sense to my mind. So let me turn you around and just sort of explain what each section is. Is this the best way to organize them? Probably not. Is this the best way to organize them per my brain? Yes. So let's get started. Let's turn you around. Okay, so this massive pile, this is the biggest pile by far. Those are all the cozy mysteries that I have in my TBR that I have not read yet. So there's those. We have this right here, which is my fantasy stack. We've got this right here, oh, which should only be 2, because this is my romance stack that is not book of the month. We also have here my YA. Here, these 2 stacks right here are sci-fi. That stack right here is all of my Agatha Christie books. We've got my classics that I have that are loose leaf, but I also haven't read 6 of those ones up there. That stack right there is my middle grade. This is all of my mystery that doesn't count as cozy mysteries. This stack right here is like literary fiction. Hello, Cleo. I'm not quite sure how to like categorize that. Those 3 books right there are nonfiction, whereas those books over there are like fantasy, but in like a weird way. I didn't know what to do with those Patrick Ness books. Those are like dystopian to like, should they go over there? I'm not sure. And then this huge stack is my book of the month stack, like, plus these 2 that I forgot were not in the stack are now in the stack. Okay, so I went through and I tallied all of the stacks up. And of course, my biggest stack at almost 100 is cozy mysteries. I have almost 100 cozy mysteries that have been on my TBR that I have not read yet. We've got 5 rom-coms, 3 YAs, 11 fantasies. I mixed sci-fi and dystopia together, so that's 18. 12 Agatha Christie's, 9 classics, including my Jane Austen set, 5 fiction, 3 nonfiction, 17 middle grade, 18 mystery, thriller, horror, and 32 book of the months. So for those keeping up, that is 230 books on my physical TBR that I have not read. 230, guys. 230 books that I have not read. Now, granted, there are still a lot of books on these bookshelves. Now, I'm not counting my Nancy Drew and Hardy Boy because I'm collecting them. Eventually, I will read them, but I just love the way they look, and I love the stories that I grew up with. But I'm not counting those because those are more collecting to me. But yeah. So, you're probably wondering, Courtney, we've watched you basically destroy your whole entire office library and then make an absolute mess out of everything. Now, what are you going to do with this mess that you've made? It's a great question. I am going to do something that I've seen other booktubers do, which is try a chapter. So, over the next month or 2, I am going to try a chapter of every single one of these books in here. And if I feel like I need to or want to continue, I'm going to keep it. It's going to go back on my TBR shelves, and I will hopefully be able to know, like, yes, I really want to read these. And then if it's not bringing me joy, I'm going to go and turn them into my used bookstore gardeners, and someone else will love having whatever it is that I end up not wanting to finish. So if you've made it this far into the video, thank you. You're fantastic. I hope that you're subscribed. Whoa, Cleo's like, pet me. I hope you're subscribed because I don't even know how many videos in this series, because let me know down below. Should I, like, because there's 100 cozies here, right? Should I tried a chapter of all of my cozies video and then do that for fantasy, for science fiction, dystopian, things like that? Because I think that would be a little bit more manageable for me to be able to do. And then for those that love cozies can predominantly watch the cozies. But for those that want to know more about middle grade, you'd be able to read a little bit more into like what I thought of each of the middle grades. And I'll have thoughts on every single one of them, but they probably won't be spoilery. So let me know down below. I would love to know. This is going to be a task editing this video. I hope it's not a bajillion years long, because it took me a bajillion years to film it. But yeah, that's the end of this chapter of Courtagonist. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.